Okay. Hi, we're live. This is Radiance Thompson. I'm an energy healer and spiritual coach. And today we're talking about shutting out the noise so you can tap into your own inner guidance to make decisions. And why you should watch this live. So, first and foremost, you are already successful in at least one area of your life. And because you're already successful in one area of your life, you know that the way to maintain your success or to continue to build on your success is to make decisions. You probably have tons of decisions to make by the day. And because you're someone that has already had a level of success with tons of decisions to make, it causes those decisions to sometimes feel very heavy in your body. And you have a lot of inside noise and outside noise that you have to discern from when making those decisions. And you want to shut out the inside noise and the outside noise. Hear messages from your spirit team, God, source, universe, your guides, your intuition clearly. And you want to make decisions, yet you don't always know what direction you want to go into. And because you've already achieved a level of success in your life, those decisions can, I already said that, excuse me. You want to hear the messages more clearly, and you want to know that you're going in the right direction. You want to be able to trust your intuition to make decisions and know that you're on the right path. And this live is for you because after you watch this live, you're going to walk away with some exercises that you can implement today, and you'll know how to filter information. And you'll know what to let go of and what to hold on to. And you'll also be able to uh, know how to move with less friction and more flow in your body when making those decisions using your intuition and your spiritual team. So, who are you? You are a vibrationally sensitive visionary who has a light that is easily recognized. You're able to shift the energy of the room, or you'd like to develop this ability. You can sense the energies, emotions, and intentions of others. And there's a part of your soul that feels the heaviness of the world, especially these last few years. And you know, a part of your calling as a heart led leader is to use your gifts, use your purpose to leave the world better than you found it. And you want to make an impact while knowing you're getting to your next level, both personally and professionally, with again, less friction and more flow. And because you have dozens of decisions to make, you often have heaviness in your body. So, what does that look like? Tension in your shoulders, or perhaps heaviness in your back. And I gave you an example, if you looked at my post, about my left foot and how there was many blisters that would appear. And I realized was because of feeling powerless to change my reality. And I also gave you an example in my live yesterday about the right foot being a leap of faith foot. So anytime you're concerned or perhaps questioning your ability to face the unknown and leave your familiar circumstances, and if you're noticing there's physical ailments in your right foot, that is a physical manifestation of you perhaps not uh, being able to, because of conditioning that you're carrying, or thoughts and feelings that you're carrying, or unhealed parts of you that you're carrying that are preventing you from taking that next step. So I shared that in my live yesterday. So go ahead and look back at that. But let's move forward. And you want to make decisions knowing that you're making progress in your life. You want to know that you're going to get to your next level faster and maintain the level of success that you already have with more flow, less friction, more seamlessly. So, because you want to feel guided on your path and have more discernment and know you're moving forward with more certainty, confidence, and conviction that you're on the right path, you want to be able to discern between the outside noise and the inside noise, because that disrupts your ability to make decisions. And it can cause you to second guess yourself. And the second guessing soaks up your time, slows down your progress, and you don't want to misstep. Even though, our lives are obviously filled with missteps, you don't want to necessarily misstep. And you may not want to be taking steps. You want to be taking steps, yet because of the indecision or because of the constant decision overload that can create decision fatigue, it can cause you not to take the steps that you need to take, or You're not making the strides and the progress at the rate that you want to make it at. And it does create a level of frustration, of course, right? Because there's a part of you that feels like you could be further along, and it can even create a little bit of a funk because your head is sometimes like on a swivel, like, okay, which way do I go? What decision do I make, right? So it can be a bit jarring for you, both physically, mentally, emotionally. So you may even outsource your decisions to others, right? This is where you start to uh, ask ChatGPT, or where you calling your team if you are a coach, or in a corporate space, and you're constantly calling your other people to say, okay, what decisions do we make here? What decision do we make here? And it's not because you're asking for their input because their input is needed in that right moment. It's because you don't know what decision to make. And if you're not someone that does that, you may also just turn inwardly and shut out all outside noise altogether and only rely on your own sense of agency. And again, you may ask ChatGPT because it feels lighter. It's less of a load. It's less of you having to discern what decision to make. It's less pressure when you don't know how to fully rely on your intuition to ask others, to ask ChatGPT, or just to rely on your own sense of agency and go along with the data points that you have. And you're not relying again on your spiritual team. You're not relying on God, Source, Universe, Holy Spirit. And you're not relying on your intuition. You're just saying, okay, what feels right in the moment? And the thing, if with relying on ChatGPT, is that it's dependent on the inputs that you put into it. So, if you deem certain inputs are important, if you deem certain data is important, then that's what it will go on. And you are only able to filter through what data is important when it comes to putting it into ChatGPT, uh, based off of your own perspective. And that perspective is clouded by what? Your conditioning. And your conditioning creates both the inner and outer noise that clouds your ability to connect more with your spiritual team, connect more with Source, Universe, God, Holy Spirit. And that can cloud your decision making, clouding your ability to take aligned action to get to your next level faster, or just maintaining the level of success that you already have. So, I know because you already have a level of success that you want to know that you're moving forward with clarity, confidence, conviction, and certainty that you're going in the right direction. So, let's take a look at your inner conditioning and how that's creating inner noise that's preventing you from hearing the messages from your spiritual team and your intuition clearly. First, now, any energetic baggage that you're carrying, especially for prolonged periods of time, manifests into the physical. So, for example, you have a ball in your throat that manifested because of certain conditioning that you're carrying in your energy field. So, if you think people don't want to hear what you have to say, or if you are afraid of someone not liking what you have to say, or if you don't want to be rejected, or if there's like a fear of being accepted, or uh, if you just have a fear of public speaking, being seen, that can manifest as a ball in your throat, for example. So, physical ailments are the result of unaddressed energetic ailments, energetic baggage that is caused by conditioning. So, this energetic baggage causes you to lose a part of your essence, a part of your light. Your soul begins to fragment. And the absence of light in your energy field manifests into physical ailments in a part of your body. So remember, I told you in my live yesterday that your right foot is the leap of faith foot. And in the post that I told you about yesterday, my left foot um, is about your own self victimization, part of your own ability to, inability to realize your own power to change your reality, holding on to past failures. These physical manifestations are the result of inner conditioning left unresolved. It creates inner noise, preventing you from connecting more with your spiritual team and your intuition, and prevents you from making the decisions that you need to make to move forward faster. So let's go a little deeper with the questions related to your left foot and right foot that are creating energetic baggage and adding to the noise you experience within due to your conditioning. Now, when it comes to your left foot, this is a sense of powerlessness in at least one or more parts of your life. So, have you overstayed your welcome in relationships way past their expiration date? Do you have good boundaries? Have you thought you didn't have the option to leave a crappy situation? Perhaps you grew up in a toxic environment where you felt you didn't have the option to leave because of time, money, energy, perhaps just being, completely um, inexperienced in life, right? In this case, it would be essential for you to change your story around feeling powerless. So ask yourself what part of your life feels stuck in a pattern that you're afraid to move forward with. And imagine part of your foot having a ball and chain attached to a chair and breaking free from it, no longer being a part of that chair, no longer being part of that, the chain. So your foot's completely free. And this is for the left foot. Now, when you see your foot clear of the weight, feel the difference between carrying the weight and releasing the weight. And I've done this exercise myself quite a few times, especially after reading um, the book what is it? Energy Body, Energy Health. I have it right here. Either way, really great book. So, one of the things that I realized when I did this particular exercise is that my identity was so attached to feeling powerless that when I visualized that chain leaving my left foot, it almost was like it was magnetized toward me and wanted to chase me. Literally, I had to change my visualization technique by seeing myself on the outside, on opposite side of the door. So I removed the chain, went into a room, closed the door of that room, and then the chain was almost like knocking on the door of the room, but I was on the other side, so that allowed my foot to be clear of the chain. So when you do these exercises, you may be surprised to realize that your conditioning has become a part of your identity, and that your identity may have a difficult time detaching from part of its essence that it's been fueled by for so long. This is your old frequency that wants to be fed by old thoughts, old emotions, old um, habits, behaviors that are no longer going to help you get to where you want to go. And your old frequency, your old self will fight like hell to stay relevant. Hence the chain knocking on the door, trying to come back and be on my foot. So, with that, if that happens to you, you might have to get creative with this visualization exercise, like I did with closing the door and making sure the chain was on the other side of the door so that way it couldn't get in, and locking that door so that way it doesn't come back for you. And you'll have to be consistent with this exercise because it will continue to come back for you until you completely energetically disconnect from it. And if this has been something that's been a connection for years, imagine how many exercises, how many times you'll have to do this exercise in order for it to work. So now, anytime that you feel bogged down, ask yourself what it would feel like to release the debt, the self-doubt, the excess weight. What would it feel like to no longer carry this around with you? Now, this applies both to your left foot and your right foot because yesterday I gave some examples to your left and right foot. Now, this following exercise will apply to both left and right foot. Now, I want you to go toward your left foot or your right foot, whichever one needs the energetic work right now. And I want you to sense the energy around it, sense the feeling around it. Does it feel heavy? Now, breathe into whichever foot requires your energy and awareness right now. and you'll start to feel those sensations go toward your left and right foot, or right foot, excuse me. And as you continue to do this exercise, breathing into each one of of your foot, whichever needs your attention, you'll start to realize that you can move the energy around that part of your body. And as you continue to move the energy around that part of your body, you'll start to realize that you can change and call back light that has been lost due to some of the conditioning and experiences that you have had, that you've been carrying around, that are preventing you from either moving forward faster towards your goals, or from believing that you can move forward faster towards your goals. So, when I say moving forward, like faster towards your goals, I'm referring to the right foot and your leap of faith that is required, and knowing that you can uh, be in unknown territory. And with the left foot, I'm referring to feeling powerless and no longer allowing that powerlessness to stop you from moving forward. So, those are ways that the inside noise is preventing you from tapping more into your intuition. It's disrupting your signal. It's preventing you from fully accessing the power and the messages and the certainty and clarity that you get from your spiritual team. It's preventing you from having a level of discernment as to what is affecting the messages that you're getting, whether it be from you, from the outside noise, from other people, or from directly from your spiritual team, God, Source, Universe, Holy Spirit, your guides, ancestors, intuition. Being aware of your conditioning and shutting out the noise by doing the healing is what helps you tap more into your intuition so you can make the decisions that get you to your next level faster, or helps you maintain a level of success that you already have with less friction and more flow. So, let's talk about the outside noise that can be affecting your ability to tap more into your intuition and trust yourself, trust your own inner sense of agency. Now, the problem with the outside noise is that you can be dealing with an unconscious layer of conditioning from other people that is affecting their contribution to the conversation that you're having about a decision. And it can be, depending on your level of intuition already and discernment, you may not understand how their conditioning is affecting their input in the conversation when making a decision. So if you're putting a high level of trust into someone else to help you make decisions, and if you're not aware of their own conditioning and how that affects their decision making, and if you're just saying, okay, I no longer even want to deal with this decision, I'm going to let them make the decision, that can be putting you in a very powerless situation. So you don't want to necessarily do that either. The problem with outsourcing your decision making to others is that often people speak very loudly, or they speak with a level of certainty and confidence, even if they don't necessarily know what the hell they're talking about, because they speak loudly or because there you go. Because they speak loudly or because they speak with a level of certainty and confidence, they get your attention, right? And then you're like, okay, well, they must know what they're talking about. So then we give them our own sense of agency. We completely forget about our autonomy, and then we allow them to make the decisions for us. And the problem with that is number one, you're leaving your life in someone else's hands, which isn't always the best decision, right? And that person's conditioning, um, and their inability to perhaps even know and fully be behind your vision can prevent you from moving forward in your own vision the way that you'd like. So I lost my place. Here we go. And there even may be a part of you that rebels against an authority because there's a part of you that just wants to rebel against them. And it may not be because that person is necessarily wrong. It's just you may not even want someone to tell you what to do. So there's the person that completely relies on someone else and forgoes their own sense of agency that allows them to make decisions for you, another authority to make decisions for you. And then there's a part of you that may rebel against someone just because you don't want to hear someone else tell you what to do. And I know that I've done that myself. So that's the issue with having outside noise. And if you forego all outside noise, if you completely just say, I don't want to listen to nobody, even if they have good input, that can prevent you from having a level of awareness where you hear other perspective about you or and about the path that you're going on. And that level of awareness can be very, not having a level of awareness about how you're being perceived and how you're coming across can prevent you from truly ascending in the way that you're capable of ascending because you're not able to receive constructive criticism. So there's a balance that needs to happen between receiving outside noise and receiving inside noise from within. So, do you know how to walk through your own inner terrain? Do you know how to walk through your own inner, I want to say inner compass for whatever reason? Do you know how to follow your own inner compass? Do you know how to really sit with your emotions and be introspective? Do you know how to have an inner dialogue around your emotions regarding a certain decision? Or are you avoidant of your own emotions, uncomfortable truths? Now, being able to have use these questions that I gave you in this live can be very helpful with understanding how the outside noise and the inside noise is contributing to your own inner sense of agency, your ability to tap into your intuition and hear more from your spiritual team, Holy Spirit, God, universe, source. And going through your own energetic baggage, clearing up the mulch, I like to say, is what allows you to connect more with your spiritual team and intuition. You have to do the inner work to understand how to hear more from your guides. Now, I am going to be having something come up for you guys very soon. It's already the 5th of October, my goodness. So I believe we have like 87, 86 days left in the year. So I have something coming up for you. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to drop a few hints. We're going to be learning how to tap more into your intuition by clearing up the energetic baggage that's preventing you from fully accessing your intuition and allowing you to harness the potential of your spiritual gifts so you can make the decisions that allow you to move forward faster toward your goals. So, be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching this live. I unfortunately was unable to get the technical issues resolved with my Instagram. I'm not sure why I'm not able to go live. It was completely new to me. I know things are always changing in that area. However, sorry for my Instagram peeps. You have to get another recorded video for now. Um, in the meantime, look out for something dropping on the 7th, and I will see you guys tomorrow.